Hi, this is Dr. TF, and now we'll just go ahead to see how you can use for loop in Swift programming. Okay, so you all are aware of what is a looping statement. Like we have to execute a statement or a set of statements again and again and again. We try to use a looping statement in any programming language. Okay, so as in other programming languages, we do have a for loop here in Swift programming language as well. Okay, so we do have a for loop here. So and we have a similar syntax as well. Okay, before we go ahead with what is a for loop, let's just discuss with one more data type and then we'll go ahead with for loop. Okay, we all are aware we have to put a keyword called as let, and we have to declare the type of the particular, the name of the particular data. Okay, so let ages means ages will be a variable that can be declared, okay, in Swift program. Okay, now we'll try to assign this ages variable into an array. Okay, so to declare an array, if you have watched my previous videos, you would have known it, or else you just try to go ahead and see it. Okay, so what you need to do is you have to use the famous square braces as you try to use in other programming languages as well. Okay, so the syntax is going to be let keyword followed by a white space and followed by the name of the particular variable, white space equal to assignment operator, white space, and then a square braces. So this is going to declare a array variable in Swift programming. Okay, now we have declared an array variable. We can even initialize an array variable here. Okay, say for example we are gonna initialize the age of 3 different people here. Okay, I'll tell you again, we are going to initialize the age of 3 different people into a array variable ages here. Okay, so since we are trying to initialize ages, it's going to be a numerical value. So ages is going to take an integer array kind of data type. Okay, so I'll just initialize 35 comma 28. Okay, 28 comma and 30. Okay, so now ages is going to take 3 values and ages is going to be of integer data type, and the 3 values are going to be 35, 28 and 30. Simple as that. So now age is going to be an array variable. You can use the array variable in the whatever way that you want to use it. Okay, simple. Now just say for example you're gonna, and I think we'll just go ahead with for loop. Okay, now to declare a for loop, you can just put a for keyword here. Okay, as you do it for other programming languages like Python or Java or C++, you use a for keyword to denote the loop statement is going to be a for loop. Okay, for, can just put age in ages. Okay, now please listen. You can put some kind of iterating variable here. Age is going to be an iterative variable. I have just put the word age here so that it is easier for us to understand that it is going to iterate through the values of the variable ages here. Okay, so ages I am just putting it here, which is going to be the name of an array variable through which you need to iterate. Which means I have to go through each and every value in the particular array. Okay, so age is going to take a value of 35 in the first iteration, 28 in the second iteration, and 30 in the third iteration or third iteration. Okay, and age is going to have an arrayed value of 35, 28 and 30. Okay, now we can try to open the bracket that denotes the for loop beginning, and we can close the bracket, curly bracket, that denotes the for loop closing. Okay, and in the middle we can just put, and within that you can just put print to print the ages of 3 people in the same way that we used to do for other programming language. So for the previous programs, we just try to put a backslash and a circular bracket opening and closing. Within that you can just put the name of the variable what you want to print. Okay, okay, when you just put some age old, it is going to give you 35, 28 and 30. Got it? So I'll just select a file and let's just go ahead for running this file. Okay, we'll just select it, we'll compile it. It's compiled successfully. Now let's just run it. When you are running it, it is going to give the ages of 3 people here. Okay, got it? 35 years old, 28 years old and 30 years old. Okay, it's going through this and it's asking us to print a key to continue, press a key to continue. Okay, now we have successfully iterated the elements through an array, simple as that. Now I'll just try to introduce one more variable to you. Okay, ages is going to be an array variable, you are aware of it. Let me slowly introduce you the other variable, which is called as dictionary variable. Okay, dictionary variable, if you have learned Python or Google's Golang, you would have known what is a dictionary variable. It is going to take a key value pair. Let me just relate it with array. Array is going to just give you a set of closely related value. Okay, but in dictionary variable, we are going to have a closely related pair of values. Okay, pair of values, I means each value is going to have a key. Okay, now ages, I am going to, what I am trying to store now is dictionary variable. We will just put maybe okay, ages is fine. We'll just try to put a key value here. Okay, we'll just put 3 names here, see if it's understandable to you. Terry colon 35, Steffi colon 28, Martha colon 30. Okay, now listen, ages is going to take a dictionary value of 3 key value pairs. So key and values are going to be Terry 35, Steffi 28 and Martha 30. Okay, so age is going to be dictionary variable and our job is to go through all the key value pairs of dictionary. Okay, for array it was enough that we put age and it is going to assign to the ages here, but now we do have 2 values for each field. We do have a string value and we do have a integer value. So for that you need to iterate with 2 values here. So if you want to iterate with 2 values, make sure you put a circular bracket within that iterator. Okay, firstly we had just an age iterator. Now we'll try to have one more iterator. Let's just say we'll just put a name as name and age, so that it's understandable for programmers to when they see a program like this. Okay, so we can iterate with name and age and ages, and we have to print both the name and the age. So let's go ahead and just put name here. Okay, so it just prints the name as well, got it, and the age as well. Okay, now when you make a formatted output something like this, it is going to print the name is the age years old, got it. And I'll tell you here, name and age are not inbuilt. I think you know that. There's a trivial doubt that could be planted to your mind, but I'm just saying they could be any names, but since it's more understandable or more comprehensible to a programmer here, I'm just putting name and age here. Okay, got it. So we'll just save it. Now we are trying to iterate through the dictionary kind of variables here. Let's compile it. Okay, I think I made a trivial error. I didn't close the bracket properly. Okay, it happens here. So it's not supposed to happen, but it has happened for me. So make sure you put the codes properly. Okay, now it's successfully compiled. Let me run it now. Once I run it, I'll be able to get both the name and the variable pair. It's given properly now. Terry is 35, Steffi is 28, Martha is 30, and pressing key to continue, that happens when we want to continue it. Okay, got it. So we have seen what is a for loop here. For loop starts with the for keyword, and we need to put the iterator. If it's a single iterator, you can just put a single name here, or if it's more than one iterator, you can just put a circular bracket, and those fields can be separated by a comma here. Put an in keyword, which is essential. Through what array or dictionary kind of variable you need to iterate here, that is ages here. Okay, and you have to put, you can put whatever statement that's on the inside. When we want to format any output, we already seen it, you have to put a backslash followed by the name of the variable what you need to iterate. Okay, and we have seen 2 kinds of collection of variables. One is an array variable, which is there in all programming languages, and second, which what you see on screen, is a key value pair called as a dictionary, which is there in Python and Google's Golang. Okay, so all these things we are covered in this. Feel free to get any doubts you have, you've plant it to me. I'll just try to answer my best way to you. We'll go ahead with the next program in furthermore videos of this. Before that, take care, tata, bye bye, see you.